Hey, what up, though, everybody? Welcome to another hot topic on He Say, She Say on this good, beautiful Friday with the girl CoCoJ.
And your boy, the Hood, Howard Stern, Q Lewis, holding it down from the D to the other D in the Rocky Mountains. You know what it is. I just want to say all of that together, man. Shout out to Detroit, though. I see y'all in the 70s and sunny and carrying on. That's cool. You know, it was almost 80 here, but it's cool, though. You know, shout out to good weather, though.
Right, shout out to good weather.
For sure. And don't forget, though, it's Social Media Friday, so if you got social media, make sure you hit both of us up on social media. If you got Twitter, it's Hey, it's CoCoJ and Hood Howard Stern, and so it'll be on Twitter and Instagram, all right, so the same thing, little brand management there. And also, if you got Facebook, you can check out our fan page at www.facebook.com/He Say, She Say, all right, and then you can like our fan page, so that's what's up right there. And, of course, it's been, 14 days for us.
Right.
So not 7 days. So obviously there's got to be something going on. So Ms. CoCoJ, what's been popping with you for the last 2 weeks?
What's been popping? Let me see.
Well, we know what you did yesterday. I know you're going to mention that, hopefully. I jogged your memory a little bit.
What I do yesterday?
What? Oh, man. I hope them people ain't listening.
I listened to what I do. You as far as me going somewhere? Oh shit!
Wow. Like I said, I hope them people ain't listening.
I was just playing. Along.
Yeah. Okay.
I remember. I was just kidding around. Let me stop playing.
Okay.
No, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
All right.
Hush. I did the Zumba event yesterday for the personalized nursing house organization. They had an event yesterday at the DoubleTree off the Southfield Service Drive. Power Women, and they had speakers. First they started. I didn't attend the whole event because I was kind of sick earlier yesterday morning.
Right. I'm glad you're doing better, though.
Thank you. But they had, breakfast in the morning, and then they had yoga, then they had a speaker, and they had raffles going on, then they had massaging and something else that they had going on. Then, of course, that's where I come in at as far as with the Zumba, me being a Zumba instructor. And it was cool. It was cool. I enjoyed myself. It was a lot more. Yeah, it was a lot more women there than it was the last time they had this event.
Okay, so that's a great thing all in itself, just because of what the organization does. I think this is definitely a good look if they got if they had a larger crowd than before. So hopefully this will grow into something even bigger.
Yes, and I even kind of networked a little bit because someone else is. They have a health fair coming up, and they want me to be the Zoom instructor. So kind of waiting on some information with that. So it's cool. It's all working out. So yeah.
And health fairs are something that I think a lot of people take for granted, man. And probably because I think black people, I guess I'll say, take health for granted. Period. But when you got a free health clinic or anything, any kind of wellness joint is going on, I suggest that you take your kids, take your mama, grandma, you know what I'm saying, if she's still around, get everybody, because medical medicine or medical attention, period, is some expensive stuff. So whenever you get a chance to get it for free, I suggest that you take advantage of it.
Yeah, and if you can learn a lot of things that you didn't know, so
yeah,
that's just like recently. Well, I'm not gonna say recently, but what was that I was telling you about at the Providence that I missed out on?
It was last weekend.
It was this fall.
Last weekend.
It was in April. Yeah, it was in April.
So last weekend was still April. Last time I checked.
Okay. But of course that month was April is the awareness month for heart disease. But anyway, Providence had.
Yeah, I think you need that wellness check right now.
Hush. Providence held something as well for they did free EKJs. Excuse me, EKG and some other things I had going on, and I was supposed to have one, and I did not go, and I was mad that I didn't go.
Yeah.
But I heard it was on the news. I heard it was a good turnout, but a lot of people took advantage of it because a lot of people, as far as with the health insurance, and all that, even if they do have health insurance, they have to still come out of pocket with some health insurance, the co-pays and all that kind of stuff. So,
no doubt. So you want to take advantage of it, for sure.
Most definitely. But yeah,
especially like that about the heart health awareness, because I remember seeing so many times like like Channel 2 would be out there, because I guess they do this like every year. Sometimes it's not just during April, but it was so many people who would show up just like kind of walking past, and then get checked out and find out they got like for real heart issues and didn't even know it though. Yeah, so that's another reason why it's important. Sometimes you don't know. You just
you don't know. And it can be from your family history. You just never know. So you have to definitely be up on it.
Exactly.
You have to know your family tree and what not only where you come from, but what kind of health issues that they have as well.
Right, for sure.
So yeah, it was cool though. I enjoyed myself. I had fun. I hope they invite me to do it again. Once they have another one coming up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, shout out to my sister, Damien. She came with me again like she did last time, the first time I went. So she took a few pictures like she did last time we went. So shout out to her.
Okay.
She hung out with her big sister all day yesterday.
Right, a few pictures that I still haven't seen yet. But, okay.
I know, I have to send them. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and
it's all good.
A little short video, so yeah.
Oh, is it even a video?
I'll send it to you. I forgot.
Oh, you holding out. Wow, it's even a video. Man, I feel shortchanged.
I just thought about it. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
But you'll get it.
Yeah, okay.
But other than that, let's see. You know what? Nothing. I think, but my uncle is real ill right now. My Uncle Jay, so he's definitely in my prayers. So I've been going back and forth to the hospital, and now he's currently in a rehab. So I'm just been going back and forth and trying to be there for him and for my aunt as much as possible. So I've been doing that.
Right.
Yeah. So other than that, I'm the regular kids, routine, trying to just better myself.
I see.
And all that good stuff, and trying to just get my hands on, some things.
No, I don't know. You might want to clear that up. You want to get your hands on some things. Like what now?
Well, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know. I think you need to clear that up. We ain't the only two having this conversation, so you need to clear that up.
Well, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just trying to serve my purpose in life.
I feel you. Always trying to be all secretive. I feel you, though.
It's not that I'm not trying to be secretive. I just don't want to put my foot in my mouth, cause.
I feel you. All right.
Yeah.
I'll let you slide on that.
I really appreciate you for letting me slide.
No problem, no problem. I do what I can when I can do it. You feel me?
I feel you, baby. What's going on with you, Mr. Hood House, sir?
Nothing too much, man. Just the regular. So did my show yesterday, straight from the E-Block Radio. Don't forget, if you missed it yesterday, you can check out the replay anytime from the mobile app, all right? Or you can go right to the website, www.eblockradio.com. Just been doing that and doing some writing. So also, of course, if you hadn't been keeping up with the Flipside blog, that's another thing to keep up with, because I've been back on my writing grind. So you can check me out there at www.flipside-ink.com. That's flipside-ink.com. Got some pretty interesting topics on there. I'm talking about, see maybe a different side of me. If you used to listening to me on eblockradio.com, sometimes I can get a little bit, I can go back to my roots a little bit. but yeah, my roots of my neighborhood roots, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Hood roots.
Yeah, not roots like the movie.
Oh, okay.
But,
yeah, okay. Clear that up.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm fine with clearing it up. So yeah, You can check me out there. Outside of that, man, I just been trying to get together on my end so I can make this trip to Michigan later on this month. So really, that's really about it. Just doing the radio show thing and getting back into writing for real. You know what I'm saying? Because I fell off a little bit. And I think as an artist, a lot of people do that with whether you're an artist as like a artist, or a rapper, singer, anything like that. Anything where you create, it's always a point where there's a fall off period, but it's all about the bounce back. You know what I'm saying? All about the bounce back.
And before I forget, I want to give a shout out to, all the mothers, since it is Mother's Day weekend.
Right.
So I just want to give a shout out to all my auntie. Happy Mother's Day to her. Happy Mother's Day to my mom, although she's not here with us.
For sure.
And shout out to all of my sisters, aunties, to Mrs. Lewis, and shout out to everyone, all the good mothers and mothers to be and all that great stuff. So I hope y'all enjoy y'all weekend and be spoiled this weekend, because you deserve it if you've been that mother that you're supposed to be.
Well, let's see. I ain't even gonna say all that. I'm gonna say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, even if you ain't shit. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you like the worst mama this side of the Colorado Rockies, you know what I'm saying? It's okay.
She's still a mama. Huh?
Still a mama. Yeah. Probably won't get you too far in the afterlife, but hey, whatever. You're still a mama. So you gave birth. So Happy Mother's Day, because I don't want you to be thinking that in June you can be expecting a Father's Day card.
You're silly. Right.
I'm just saying. Yeah, we're going to have that conversation in June, I'm sure.
Yeah,
it's coming.
Happy Mother's Day to all, everyone out there.
For sure. Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, this month is also mental health awareness.
Right.
In May. And that's, you already know that's something that I speak heavily on, because that is something serious. But,
no doubt.
Yeah, but the guy who they were talking about on the news a few days ago, who was spraying that poisonous mix on the fruits
and vegetables, on in the produce aisle, yeah.
Yeah, and the buggies as well. But they're saying that he has a history of mental illness.
Right.
So, I'm not saying that he don't have it, but that just lets you know that people need to be aware of it and try to get help as much as possible. And it's the resources need to be known to people. So even the people who have mental illness, to their family members, need to be aware of the free resources that's out there, because there are some out there.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know it's a tough thing though, because only not to put a dimmer on it, but I know it's a tough thing because you're so used to how government mandated facilities kind of take advantage of this this thing that we call mental illness. And I think not only the fact that, especially in the Black community, not only the fact that it's something that we haven't dealt with and don't even really know how to deal with, but we also got that preconceived notion that it's all a setup. You know what I'm saying? Like they just want, pharmaceutical companies just want to drug you to death. You know what I'm saying? Like right. That's the notion that you have on it, which some people do need medication. Some people just need counseling. You need to holler at somebody. Yeah, for sure. But I think that's what deters a lot of people, especially our people.
Yeah, because they don't want to be on a medication. But like you said, I think it's more. It would do more good if we have if whoever, black, white, whatever. If you speak to someone instead of them just automatically putting you on something.
Exactly.
Mental illness comes in all kinds of forms: depression, anxiety, all of that. bipolar, schizophrenia. I mean, all that. It just comes in different forms. And now for the bipolar and schizophrenia, yeah, they're probably going to prescribe them something once they're diagnosed with it.
Right. Now see that, like schizophrenia and stuff like that, those are real, like, you know, yeah. I'm not gonna tell you don't need
right.
you don't need a pill for it.
But
you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, what you saying?
No, I was just saying because I was watching the 9 and oh my God, I can't think of the dude's name. But anyway, he was saying how he attended a seminar a couple of days ago, and it was shocking to him how they were saying is what I always, you know, we both already said that it is so many people, the number that of mental illness people that's locked up. It's so many people that's in jail who have mental illness and it's not being addressed. They just locking them up. No counseling, no nothing. And he was just at a shock, like he couldn't believe the numbers when he heard it, like, wow.
Right.
And that's probably the reason, because they're not getting any help. They're not getting the help that they need. They just locking them up.
Right. Exactly.
So he was just out
there. And still, even when you look at those numbers, even though they like super high, it's still something that's undocumented. So then you got to know that the number is even higher. Man, so that's a crazy thing, and I just kind of get into the conversation we was having the other day, which led to my blog a couple of nights ago. But like, I just want to throw it out there real quick. Man, is the world really making people demented like that, or like you think they're coming out like that? Like, I ain't trying to be funny enough. I'm just saying, like, you think the world really is such a harsh place that it causes this many people to, like, I mean, for lack of a better term, go crazy?
It's possible. It can, and it's just it can be just their environment, their personal environment. You know,
their personal environment,
right? They where they reside at. You know what I'm saying? So it can definitely play a role in it, because the world. Yeah. I mean, once you get out there, and if you just, how can I say, if you just weak link and
right.
and you just go for everything, and you just believe everything you hear, and you know, and you just naive as hell. I mean, this world would snatch you up so fast. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, and then you that's when you start to try different things, as far as when it comes to these drugs and trying new different stuff, and then they go lacing shit up with other stuff, and that plays a role. You can go crazy just by somebody doing that, just because
that's true.
You don't know nothing. And that's what's wrong with these young kids today. And that's what that's why I be telling my kids. Y'all clueless, especially my 20-year-old. Clueless. He's clueless. He think he knows everything, but I keep telling him, you are clueless as hell. You don't know nothing. And I'm trying to put you up on game. So you need to listen, but he think he know it.
Yeah, and the reality of it is that the only reason that we know that he don't know nothing is because we older and we still don't know nothing.
Exactly.
So I guarantee you don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
Right.
And he haven't been. I mean, people have said that I've sheltered my children, and at some point I probably have. But then, but still, I still be. You know, I kick, especially with my 20-year-old, and now my 14-year-old. I kick it with them. I try to keep it as real as possible with them too.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes with my 9-year-old, but it's a boundary with him because he's still he's still young.
Right.
But the 14 and the 20-year-old, I'd be like, look, y'all, this is what's going on. So this is what y'all need to look out for. It's crazy out here. People gonna present y'all with stuff. Don't be a follower. Don't be doing it. You know, you shouldn't be doing it. Have your own. Be yourself. Don't come to peer pressure. Don't crumble on the peer pressure, because. I mean,
right, and that's a hard thing to do for some teenagers.
It is.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, you just gotta be careful, and then they don't. Yeah, and like I said, the world is a harsh place. So
it is.
It is most definitely, and it eats you alive if you want to be on your if you don't know nothing, you're just going out there, just get thrown out to the wolves.
Right, for sure.
And everybody has to bump their head. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Everybody has to bump their head.
Because the human species is probably the only species that shelter their young like that. Other species, like once you at a certain point, you get dropped from the nest. You know what I'm saying? Not for real though. Just in reality. So I think for us, for human beings, I mean, I think it's kind of like some added pressure though, because it's like not only do you not have you don't have that on your side that you did what you could and then you just let them go. So now you feel like you've done so much, and then if things don't turn out right, you kind of go a little harder on yourself because you felt like you went the extra mile and it still didn't work. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's a tough thing.
It is.
Yeah.
But all you can do is just hope and pray that they keep the things that you tried to instill in them, and whatever they might go through while they're experiencing life now, like my 20-year-old.
Right.
Hopefully he goes back to it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only thing you can only just pray for him, because I've just realized that I'm known to. Can I say? I don't want to say nag, because I don't like.
I'll say it for you. I'll say it for you. Want me to say it for you? I'll say it for you. Nag. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna say that.
Yeah, we're gonna say that. We're gonna definitely say that.
It's just a mother thing, because I want him to I want him to be this. I want him to be right. I want him to be, become this man that he should be and all that. But I know he has to bump his head. So I've realized that I need to back up. I need to back away a little bit. When I say a little bit, I mean a little bit, because I'm gonna always be in his ear no matter what. I don't care if he's 50. I'm gonna always be in your ear. I might not.
When he's 50? Okay.
If I see he ain't doing something right at 50, I'm gonna say it. You ain't gonna.
I think maybe you might want to leave that to his wife at 50.
I'm gonna still say it.
Yeah, I think you want to leave that to his wife at 50. I'm just saying. Anyway. I could be wrong. I don't know. I just think probably.
Yeah, but my point is, at some point, I'm realizing that I have to back up off him a little bit and let him just let him see what he gonna do. And
right.
that's it. So, yeah. So I'm definitely praying. I pray for all my babies every time they walk out my door, because it's crazy out here.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely.
Yeah, so about that.
Yeah, I know, right? But we just kind of got into it because it was a mental illness awareness month. So
yeah, so we definitely need a lot more resources, and people definitely need to be more aware, become more aware of the mental illness that's going around in their community, that's going around in their families, and even in their households. So
right.
You have to be more aware, and don't be scared to confront it, because you have
especially in your household.
Exactly, it has to be confronted, because if not, it's going to go on and prolong. You're going to prolong it, and then before you know it, it's going to be too late because something devastating has happened.
Yeah, because the last thing you want to do is have issues with mental illness as a child or a young adult, and then it not get handled until you well off into your age, because that's that's kind of like how they used to say about chicken pox, right? How they used to want you to get it as early as possible, because the older you are, the worse it is. I think that's the kind of concept, basically. Like, if you,
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say if you wait, too long to have, or not, I won't even say wait. I'm just saying if you don't realize, because sometimes you just don't realize until you're 40 and you think you just depressed, but really you've been dealing with something far larger for a longer period of time than you even aware of.
And that's true, because I was just reading something the other day, and they said a lot of kids who have it back then, you have it as a kid, but you're not aware of it until you become an adult. And
right.
and that reading was saying that a lot of people who has ADHD or something like that, they didn't realize that they had it. They didn't realize that they was depressed. They didn't realize that they had depression. And I'm not saying that ADHD is a mental illness. I'm not saying that, but this is just two different articles that I was reading. including the ADHD. A lot of people don't know because there are adults with ADHD. But, you know, and they had it since they was a kid, but they didn't realize it until they was older. And that's just like the mental illness as far as with depression, though. They didn't realize that they had a mental illness, which is, and a lot of people don't think depression is a mental illness, but it is, especially if it's somewhere that you stay depressed for so long. That's when it's diagnosed to be a mental illness. So,
and you got to also, too, remember, or I won't even say remember, but you kind of got to learn what depression is, too, because a lot of people think that if they ain't trying to kill themselves, then they're not depressed. That's not the case. Like, and then you might not even necessarily be like super sad or nothing, but you know, it's kind of detected in your social activity too. Like, if you shy away from, you know, social contact, a lot of people don't even think that that's depression, but it is.
It is.
It is. So, yeah, definitely something you want to be aware of. So, make sure that you I guess I can't say make sure you get yourself checked out, but make sure that you at least try to be aware of the signs, especially as a parent, you know, with your kids. Because they obviously, they might not be able to see it, but as an adult, you should be able to kind of say, like, you know, something's a little off, you know. But anyway, enough about mental illness because there's enough going on. There's enough stuff in the world to make you mentally ill. But, I guess we're going to shoot right on into the topic. Cause I was going to mention something about what was going on in Detroit, but since it's very vague details right now, I guess we won't even go into that. But, we're just going to shoot right in there. So if you're on eblockradio.com or on the mobile app, make sure you hit us up, 760-283-4647, and hit that number 1 key. Tonight's topic, man, we're talking about relationships, of course. Can a relationship work if you go in trying to change your mate? So what we're saying is, if you got with somebody and your whole intent is to change them or make them into what you want them to be, will that relationship work? So make sure you hit us up, 760-283-4647, and hit that number 1 key and tell us what's on your mind. So it's CoCoJ. You know, of course, we're going to go with you first. So tell me what's on your mind, man. Can a relationship work if you go in trying to change your mate?
I would have to say no. I don't think it would. No, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't. And if it just so happened to work, it would be unhealthy. It would be an unhealthy relationship because, well, first of all, let me say why. Let me give you the reason why I said no. Okay. I say no, it wouldn't work if that's your idea of going in this relationship to change someone, because you can't change anyone. Mm-hmm. If you're going to go in this relationship, like have a for real, you know, you're dating, then y'all for real talking about being a couple or whatever. That means you accept that person for who they are, you know, obviously. So, if you have this thing going on in your head, oh, I'm just gonna change her or change him anyway. So it's like you got a job to do. You on a mission. What that would be that would be a messed up relationship, because you're what's your ideal of this relationship? Changing that person. So that wouldn't be a healthy relationship at all, because I just lost my thought that quick.
I'm guessing that you're going to say, because if you go in trying to manipulate that person, make them into somebody else, then that's not going to leave room for that person to be, you know, exactly who they are. And the more that you attempt, or the more that you try to fit the mold that somebody else is presenting for you, I think the worse off things going to be. I'm guessing that's the direction he was going.
That's good what you said, and that's your thought, but that wasn't mine, so that's good.
Okay, I didn't know. I thought that's the direction he was going. I didn't know. You got lost, so I was just trying to help you out.
I appreciate it, but it was still.
I was trying to change you into what I was you say.
Right, exactly.
That shit didn't work.
It was somewhere along those lines, but I agree with that as well. So no, you cannot go in a relationship with an idea of thinking you're gonna change somebody, because that's gonna bring misery to you, and that's gonna bring misery to that person. Now, if you can't accept that person as then you don't need to be with that person. Now, once you're into this relationship, and I mean, everyone have their flaws. You know what I'm saying? And it's some things that you can bring up, or y'all can have a conversation, communicate about. And
Mm-hmm.
if that person feels the need to change to make the relationship work, that's okay. That's fine. Okay, cool. You realize that you need to make all this, to make it work. Hey, we on the same page. I'm not about to sit up here and try to change you. You a
Right.
grown man. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you what I don't like, and what you should probably already know, since
Right.
we intimate, you should already know. But things, people do change over time, and what people want change over time. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So it's just something that you guys have to communicate, and if y'all both want to go in the same direction with one another, then that's something that they're willing to do. They're doing it out of love, not because
Right.
they want you to change. They're doing it because they love you, and they know
Now,
this is something that needs to happen to make it work, or to satisfy their partner, or however you want to put it.
now that's a fine line in between there, though, right?
I don't know why you say that.
No, I just say that's a fine line because you say that you make the appropriate changes to make the relationship better, out of love, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I said, that's a very fine line because
Okay.
because to some degree, I mean, it's compromise, but to some degree, I mean, the person may be reluctant to do so, but out of the name of love, decide to make those changes. So it's kind of, and I just say it's a fine line because
It's
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 hard to
only
tell which is which.
it's only a fine line if I'm trying to change uh your values or your morals or whatever, and I'm trying to switch them over to mine. What's my values or my morals, which obviously still has to be some similar to one another, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that it would a relationship. Not saying that the morals of ours has to be exactly the same, but y'all still have to have some of those things in common in order to have that kind of relationship anyway. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
No, I
But
understand.
I'm saying, as far as, if I don't like you, like it's something little. Say for Let me see. I'm trying to think of something. Baby, I don't like uh when you be cussing around the kids like that or something like that.
Uh huh.
Okay, that's something you okay, out of respect for your mate and out of respect for the kids. You working on changing it, right? So I'm not talking.
Theoretically.
But I'm not talking
Theoretically.
about, when I say change, I'm talking about change as far as those kind of changes, not the morals and the values, to where, no, baby, since I believe in this, you gotta believe in this. We gotta be on the same page. I'm gonna change you. I'm gonna make you believe in it or
Now,
not.
now, don't this happen with religion all the time though? I have to use religion because I think it's I'm lazy. I think it's the easiest one. But like, don't that happen though? Like, you meet somebody and, for instance, you got real, like, you really got that church life down pat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go to church, you read your Bible, and then you get with somebody who ain't been to church since the '90s. You know what I'm saying? Or only go to church for funerals. Like, when it comes to something like that, how, I mean, because theoretically you're guessing that it would be a moral advantage for that person to start coming around to God anyway. But when is it, like, when is it acceptable, I guess, is the question. When is it acceptable to just give it up? Like, just, it's not gonna happen.
To give it up, as far as seeing that this person is not gonna jump on board.
Exactly.
As far as in that situation, as far as going to church and stuff,
Well, I'm using that as an example, but then
like,
on a general scheme, just in general, yeah.
I mean, with the church issue, it all depends. Like I said, you already knew from the beginning that your mate wasn't into church like that, so
Mm.
that's something that you obviously was willing to deal with. Now,
So I'll be honest with saying, real quick, before you finish your point, I just real quick want to say, I've never experienced that. Like, I don't know a couple personally that were both on that same page. So I just want to throw that in there. I've never seen that, like, with my own eyes. But anyway, go ahead.
yeah, well, me neither, but I'm just, I'm just guessing, actually.
Right.
I would think you know, we should always start saying like we started before. We are not relationship experts. This
right,
is
for sure.
our opinion. So this is my opinion as far as with the church thing. If you, I mean, like I said, if you should already know whether she was in or he was in or out as far as when it comes to going to church or not. So this is something. And if you still, you know, you still was willing to move forward in this relationship, okay, so that's something that you accepted. Now you can still hope that, you know, things change over time to where that person will start getting into church with you, going to church with you. But if that's something that you can live with without you went to church and your mate is not into church, if that's something that those one of the things that I ain't gonna trip. Okay, but if you just straight up religious person and you know both the whole household has to go to church.
Right.
And, you know, every Sunday, Bible class, every Wednesday or something like that.
Right. Bible study on Wednesdays, right, everything.
Right, and you feel yourself constantly have to, y'all find yourself constantly arguing about it or something like that. No, it's that's going to tear it apart.
Right.
Itself. So it's all up to that person. Now, all the other things, other than, you know, going to church issue and stuff, it all depends on what it is. If exactly what it is that you're trying to get your mate to do or to change. So it's different for every couple. But
so basically on a case by case basis, basically.
Yeah, case by case basis. But if it's something that y'all constantly, whatever it is, if it's something that y'all constantly have to argue about and it's tearing y'all, it's bringing distance between y'all two, then it's an issue.
Right.
That's something that needs to be definitely communicated, thoroughly communicated. Because if it's bringing on arguments every day about the same thing, because he doing something or he or she doing something, they ain't doing something that you want or you want her to do, or not doing, and it's a constant, it's consistent, then yeah. The argument alone would tear the relationship apart. Not even what y'all arguing about, but the argument, the arguments period, would just tear it apart.
Yeah, I agree. Would you say this is just something I was thinking while you were saying that part, you know, as far as the arguing and then basically saying that, you know, that constant struggle between, you know, you not doing what the other person, you know, suggests or would like you to do. Do you think that that's the reason why there's so many single people and so many divorces, is because people are very, you know, a lot quicker these days to give up on that tug of war? Like, shit, if it ain't what it is, that's just it.
I can't really say it is. It can be one of the reasons, and the other reason is, you know, it's all about compromising in a relationship and a marriage. And if you just against compromising, period, then you don't need to be in a relationship. No, I'm serious. So at some point, I think it's a thin line between. Well, it's a difference between trying to change a person to coming together to compromise about some things.
I love how you do that. I love how you do that. which is exactly what I said 20 minutes ago. I absolutely love how you do that. How you went all the way around the block just to agree. I absolutely love that. But I already said that 20 minutes ago. But yeah, you said a thin line. I said a fine line. So I guess we said it two different ways, but definitely the same thing.
Oh, you said it was a fine line between compromise and change?
Yeah, I didn't use the word compromise, no. But we are talking about the same thing now.
Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, it is a fine line between the two, because obviously you want to do what's right or what you feel is right for the relationship. At the same time, it is someone, either you or your mate, trying to change the situation. So there's a fine line between the two. So I mean, when you do choose, you know, you choose how you're gonna do it or what you're gonna do. I think this is this is a testimony to older, to older couples anyway. I think for younger people, it's kind of like you still just kind of testing things out, so you don't really know what you want anyway. But it's a little harder when you get older, because I know this is probably a cliche or something like that, but when you get old, I mean, you get set in your ways, and then it's harder to compromise.
What's old? What age? When you say old, when you get set in your ways, what age do you think is old to where you're set in your ways?
Around 40, and it can be younger if you have let me see, how can I put it politely? If you have heavy relationship experience.
Relationship experience.
Yeah. So it could be a
relationship is different. So you have to adapt to that relationship. So every person is different. You can't go into every relationship the same way you went into the one before, and a one before that, and a one before that, because that's where you're messing up at.
Yeah, that's cool, and that's cool. I didn't say that anyway, but that's cool.
But
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I don't know where that just came from, but
that's because you're saying set in their old ways. So you know what? I can say people are set in their own old ways when you like. Maybe 50, starting at 50, maybe 60 years old. That's when I say,
60?
okay.
60, you about to kick the bucket. If you ain't been eating right, you on your way to your deathbed. I'm just saying, though.
No, but that's where I would say people are set in their own ways. Now, younger than that, no. You can't. It's no such thing as being set in your own ways. Now, you may be set in your ways.
You should be. At 40, if you don't have your own set of standards by that point, because those are your ways. Those are your ways. Set in your ways means that this is what I am, this is what I expect, and this is what I won't deal with.
But you can't. Okay.
That's what that is.
When you say this is what I am, do you mean this is what you are in a relationship, or this is who you are as an individual?
As an individual.
Okay.
I mean, don't forget, just because you're in a relationship, you are still a singular person.
I mean, I'm not saying that you're not, but I'm just saying. Okay, I agree at some point. I agree.
What? You admitted to agreeing.
I agree to some point, though.
Mark this on the calendar.
Whatever. But I still say at the same time, throughout how many relationships you go through in your life, it's not going to be the same. So
no, I mean it is.
So it's not. I'm not. Once again, let me finish. I'm not saying change your morals or your values, but I'm just saying your ex or ex woman or ex wife maybe used to like how you acted like that, or how you did this a certain kind of way, and then your new woman or new wife might not like it at all. So.
What if it don't have nothing to do with your ex? What if this is what you like as a person? Like? Yeah. Just so happens maybe
I guess it all depends on what it is.
Right. I guess so.
If you like looking at porn, no, we got an issue.
Hold on. What? Come on. So really? So if you like looking at porn, then what? Come on, dog. Be honest on the radio.
That's not called setting. That's not called them are your standards or setting your ways, as you call it.
It is setting your ways. If you online every day after work with a beer and Pornhub.com, then your ways.
No, that's something that's not going to. Those are your ways. That's something that you definitely would need to change if your woman don't. If you know that's something that's not going to be acceptable from your mate. Yeah.
No, then that's something that's something your mate have to step away from. Like, I can't stand how you always come home and watch Pornhub.
No,
so I can't deal with it. Not that I want him to stop doing it. I don't want to deal with it. See, there's some responsibility in this that I think women don't like to take. Women don't like to take this responsibility. I'm just saying, women don't want to take responsibility of what they should or should not deal with. They would rather just have that person change so it suits them. How many men actually get to do that? How many men actually get to come in and say, well, you need to stop doing this for the sake of our relationship in real life?
But we're talking about watching damn porn.
Now I'm talking about in general. I'm talking about it. You brought up that.
I have not even got off on that, but now since you said that's that's like a moral value, you might as well say it because you say no, that shouldn't have to change. Yes, it should. If your mate don't agree.
First of all, you brought up the porn thing.
I know I brought it up, but now you said something about it, so now I'm going to say no. That's part of compromising. If you know your mate don't like you watching that kind of stuff, then you have to. That's something you should consider on stopping. Seriously.
See, this is what I'm asking, though. This is what I'm asking. If it's something that your mate doesn't like, why can't they just do something else? Why can't they just move on? Why do I have to be the one to change?
What you mean? Why I can't just do something else?
Who decides? Who decides who compromises? Because this is a woman's thing. I mean, I know you go dance around it, because it's but it's a woman's thing. A woman. If a man coming home watching Pornhub all the time, we gonna keep using this scenario because you brought it up. But when is it the deciding factor when she says, well, I just can't deal with him watching porn, versus I better stop watching this porn because she don't like it?
Well, you know what? It all boils down to
here it comes.
Making your mate happy.
I hear the music. There's a lot of dancing going on. I hear the music.
No, your mate do not like you watching porn and just bringing conflict. What's so hard for you to stop doing it?
If your mate likes porn,
well, baby, that's some shit that y'all need to communicate about, and maybe y'all can do your own little flick. I don't know, but if she know that she don't like you watching other women like that on porn, then it's an issue. Y'all figure that shit out, because this ain't gonna work. I'm just saying. Y'all do your own little flick. Y'all call it what y'all want to. Do it how often y'all want to. Man, that's some shit that can just be added on to spice y'all life up. I'm just saying.
Right, but how many women make that decision rather than you just need to stop watching it?
It's not. You know what? I can
turn the volume down. Turn the volume on the music down. I hear you dancing already. Is that tap dancing?
I'm not going to say, baby, you got to stop doing this. No, I'm going to tell you how I feel about you doing it. And then I expect
I'm saying you need to stop doing it.
No, I'm going to come to you and I'm going to tell you how I'm going to tell you my feelings on it. And then once I tell you my feelings on it, I'm going to leave it up to you. You already know how I feel about it, right?
And you already know how I feel about it, right? I'm just saying, when does it? See, this is a woman's thing. That's all I'm saying. It's a woman's thing. It ain't no such thing as compromise in a relationship.
It is.
No, in a relationship, it just means what will a nigga do to make his woman happy? That's all it is. There's no compromise.
That's vice versa.
Women don't compromise.
Yes, we do. We compromise all the damn time. What you thought?
Women don't compromise because a man asks them to.
We compromise. We don't need to be asked to, because that's just in our nature.
Oh man, come on.
Yep.
Come on, turn the volume down, or either turn it up so we can all dance.
I didn't turn it. We don't have to. You don't have to ask us to, because automatically when we in our marriage, in our relationship, you don't have to ask us to compromise, because we automatically do, because that's our nature. We're nurturing automatically. So when it comes to nurturing, you automatically compromising yourself, period, and whatever else. Right. So I'm just saying, we don't need to be asked of those things. Men are the main ones. I have to agree. Men are the ones that need to compromise for the most part, because we do it automatically. I'm just saying.
How you do it automatically when how many things do women ask they do to compromise on?
You say
I won't even say compromise. I'll say, how many things do women theoretically or averagely want to change about their man?
What are the things they want?
Everything. Everything.
No, I disagree.
Everything. You hang with your homies too much. Why are you looking at her? Who is this? You need to stop doing that.
What they got to do What? Change? What? Yeah, not that.
Yeah.
That's
You need to stop doing this. Right? That's a woman's vernacular. Like, what you need to stop doing.
Well, you know what? You would think at some point when you're in a relationship, you would think that especially when you're married, you would think that the dude already know that some of that shit got to get cut out, or not even cut out, just not do so much of it. You know what I'm saying? So that should be fucking common sense. Excuse my language. That should be common sense right there. Basically, you shouldn't have to be told that. That should be known. Yes.
So what if that's just who that person is, though?
Well, that woman there, she got her hand for. She got her hand for.
So what does she do? Keep telling them to change, or do she just step off?
Let me tell you, I'm gonna say this, and then that's all I'm gonna have to say. When two people come together in a relationship, it's no. You don't go into this relationship with the idea of, I'm gonna change this person. No, the communication is what helps mold the relationship together. And when you communicate things, the communication goes through how that person is feeling, how that person may feel about something, either you're doing what you're doing or what you're not doing, or just the relationship period.
Right.
Communication is the key. So me saying that, if that person is really listening to what this person is saying, and if, for example, like you said, if that woman or this man feel like that their mate is hanging out with their friends too often and too much, and this has been communicated to you, then that just lets you know, okay, he or she feel that I need to, they don't like it or whatever. And it's not because you changing because I said it already. You're not changing because you feel that should nobody be changing you. You're doing it for the sake of your relationship, and you're doing it. I mean, because for one, I think when you're in a committed relationship, those things have to change anyway. Should change anyway.
Right.
Because you're in a committed relationship. I ain't saying just to throw your boys to the side or nothing. No, but just not as much. You have to respect your relationship as well. So listen to your partner, communicating to your partner, and compromising. That's a sign of respect, that you respect your relationship. You respect your partner's feelings. You respect how she he feel about some things. And if it's something that you need to change a little bit, then
change it.
I'm changing it.
Right, exactly. I know.
I'm just saying.
I know. We're going to change it.
There's nothing wrong with change, baby. Even sometimes it takes somebody to come in your life to show you that some things in your life needs to be prioritized or changed or whatever. And hell, y'all might not even be together 5 years later, but that was still something that needed to be done anyway.
Right, so that knowledge was given to you.
Exactly.
You gonna drop the mic too? You gonna drop the mic?
I done dropped it a couple times.
Whatever, man. Like, on that note, it's time to get out of here because you took all of the last 5 minutes. We're gonna have to work on changing that. But so basically, just to wrap it up though, basically just to answer the question, of course, we're gonna go around at the end. So, can a relationship work if you go in trying to change your mate? And you say CoCoJ?
No, I say no. If that's your intent going in a relationship, no, it's not gonna work. It's gonna be doomed from the beginning.
Most definitely. So we definitely agree on that. So I feel the same way. Our strategies at coming around to that answer may be a little bit different, but also I do, just like you agreed earlier, even though you act like you didn't agree. There is a fine line between, I'll use your word, compromise, and just making somebody change, basically. So I mean, it is a thin line, but at the end of the day, I guess that compromise only comes when not only is that person trying to change you, but you're also willing to change.
Right.
So on that note, man, we gonna bust up out of here. CoCoJ about to probably try to change me from doing something. So I'm gonna get off now because I guess the whole porn thing is something we might have to discuss.
And Unless that's something you do I don't know about, because other than that, I don't have nothing to talk about.
Man, on that note, man, make sure if you tuned in late, you can check out the full show at www.eblockradio.com. And, of course, we'll be right back on the airwaves Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to also check out the Straight from the E-Block Radio show on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tomorrow night, you can actually catch Real Rap Radio at 10 Eastern Standard Time. That's all music right there, so not a lot of talk on that show. But it's about that time to get us out of here, so I want to thank everybody who checked us out on eblockradio.com, everyone who's downloaded the mobile app, and people that called in today, man. Thank y'all for calling in and listening and checking us out. And as always, man, have a blessed and safe weekend.
And blessed weekend. Another shout out to all the mothers. Happy Mother's Day.
For sure. Happy Mother's Day, man. It's your boy in the hood, Albert Stern, representing from the D to the other D in the Rocky Mountains. You know exactly what it is.
All right. Peace, y'all.
Peace, y'all. We out of here.